Shalom, shalom, akiyam. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah, Kodash. I would also like to give a double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, where I learned this 144% truth. I would also like to say peace and salutations to the hopeful elect, starting with the 144,000 men of Israel, which consists of the servants, the prophets, whom have been ordained since the foundations of this earth to sing this new song, which comes in the form of this gospel, which will be preached throughout all four corners of this earth and rest upon the ears of the innumerable multitude, men, women, and children of Israel, who may be scattered throughout all four corners of this earth. Shalom. Shalom, shalom, beloved Akiyam and Akwaf. It's just Bayan back again through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. And I just wanted to share this article real quick with you, beloved Akiyam and Akwaf. You know, pretty much speaking to the madness, man. All right, of Esau Edom, the self-proclaimed white man, and the way things are conducted, you know, within this man's empire. You know, as we know, we're living in, you know, the time of the wicked, you know, which is Esau Edom, the so-called white man's eon. And ultimately, you know, it's full with sexual deviancy, immorality. All right, it's full of wickedness, violence, all right, lewdness. Okay, and ultimately, this is just an example, all right, of the profane behaviors that take place, all right, within this man's rulership. All right, now, as you can see the title, it's dated 6 days ago. Let me refresh this. Yeah, it's dated 6 days ago, whatever date that may have been, or what have you. It's from BBC, and the title reads, "For Orca left in limbo, zoo resorts to sexual stimulation to stop inbreeding," man. All right, we're going to read into this article a little bit. We're going to read into this story. But listen to this madness, man. Let's read it again. "For Orca left in limbo, zoo resorts to sexual stimulation to stop inbreeding," man. Okay? And this is the type of stuff that takes place under the confines of Esau Edom, the self-proclaimed white man's rulership, man. Complete madness. All right? This is why this man must be stopped. Okay? And he calls himself doing this well of justice. No, man. All you're doing is turning this will into a freak. You see? And that's the reality of what's taking place. Salakia. And as much as you know, Esau calls himself doing something helpful for this orca, in reality, he's turning the orca into a sexual deviant, just like him. You see? And man, this is why this dude's got to be stopped. Bear with me, Akiyam and Akwaf. This is why this dude's got to be stopped, man. Ultimately, at the end of the day, you know, it's madness what goes on within this man's rulership. And he'll dress it up. And we're going to read this article. He's going to dress it up, all right, as if, you know, science backs him. You know? Which in reality is his pseudoscience. His explanation for him being a complete freak himself. All right? Because this is nothing more than bestiality as well. You see? Which leads me to, let's go here real quick. Now let's go to the blue letter. Let's get this real quick in the blue letter. The book of Hebrews, chapter 12. In verse 16, we're going to get it in the NIV. And it reads, "See that no one is sexually immoral." You see that? "Or is godless as Esau, who for a single male sold his inheritance rights as the oldest son," man. So you see the scriptures pinpoint and target Esau, Edom, the self-proclaimed white man, as being a sexual deviant, man. Deviant. Alright, he's into all manners of sexual art. Okay? You have bestiality brothels, alright, throughout this man's rulership. Okay? Let's not talk about Epstein Island or what have you. These are the type of things that go down within this man's empire, man. Alright, he's a profane, godless beast. Alright, and this is why stuff like this is going on. Now, real quick, let's get a little bit of this article. A male killer whale at a closed marine zoo is being sexually stimulated by his trainers to stop him inbreeding with his mother, man. Alright, so not only are they masturbating the damn whale, okay, but they got him locked up in a what? How many gallons are these pools typically? You know? They're nothing close to the true habitat that these orcas come from, which is the open sea. Okay? But not only are they masturbating the whale, but they got him locked up within the confines of this tank with his mom. Okay? And again, they're justifying this behavior. They're justifying masturbating this whale to keep him from inbreeding with his mom. That's how they're justifying this. Look at Marineland Antibes shut in January, but managers, the French government, and animal rights activists have not agreed on where or how the orcas should be rehomed. Why not let them go? Because as the scriptures say, the tender mercies of the wicked are cruel. Matter of fact, let me go get that real quick. In the book of Proverbs real quick. Why not just let them go? You diabolical bastard. Right? The book of Proverbs chapter 12. I might not be in the right chapter either. If I just made oh, here we go. Yep. The book of Proverbs, chapter 12 and verse 10, it reads, "A righteous man regardeth the life of his beast," man. You see? And in the kingdom of heaven, alright, even the beasts are going to be happy, man. All the animals, okay? The ecosystem is going to be back operating under its proper order. Alright, the circle of life, alright, is going to be operating in its perfection. Because it's going to be being ruled under righteousness. You see? Let's get this. A righteous man regardeth the life of his beast, but the tender mercies of the wicked are cruel, man. Okay? The tender mercies of the wicked are cruel. Alright? Esau, Edom, the self-proclaimed white man, is the wicked. Alright? He calls himself being merciful by sexually stimulating this captive will. Okay? Instead of just letting them go. You see? Look, the closure comes ahead of a French law taking effect in December, which bans the use of whales in marine zoo shows. Why not let them go? See? Look it. The impasse means the pair, Wiki 24 and her 11-year-old son Kijo, are still being kept in their pools and being cared for by their trainers at the facility in southern France. Right? France is just that's part of the beast. Right? That's part of this beast system. That's part of the EU, NATO and the EU. Right? They all operate under the same order. They're Edomites. You see? They're just as perverse as the Westerners, man. Look, last week the activist group Tidebreakers obtained overhead footage showing two trainers standing at the edge of a pool next to Kijo as he lies upside down. One trainer holds onto a flipper as the other stimulates the whale, who can be seen writhing about in the water. Wiki can be seen in an adjacent pool facing towards where her son is being held, keeping them in the separate pools. Permanently is considered harmful to their well-being, as orcas are sociable animals. Listen to him. Listen to Esau. You see him? All right, trying to exercise some form of mercy. Right, trying to speak that. That's this the smooth talk. You see? Look, the footage was taken on August 12th, and managers of Marineland tell BBC News the action was necessary as Kijo is reaching adolescence and has increasingly strong sexual urges. And we actually got a view. Look at these niggas, man. Look at these nasty niggas, man. Okay? There's that one trainer holding the flipper, and then there's the other one yanking old Kijo's joint. And you don't think Esau getting off on that? Of course he is. He's a nasty nigga. All right, these nasty niggas are having fun doing this, man. But this just goes to show you the madness. Okay? Within the mind of an Esau. You see, and he calls this being wise. This is the wisdom of the wicked, right here on display. Which that's why Scripture says the wisdom of the wicked. Let me get a quick precept. Was it wisdom of wickedness? Is not wisdom? Sirach, I believe that's Sirach 19. I could be wrong. I may have to look this up. Oh no, here it goes. The book of Ecclesiastes is also known as the book of Sirach, chapter 19 and verse 22, and it reads, "The knowledge of wickedness is not wisdom, man." Okay? And that's on display right here. This is the knowledge of wickedness right here. Man, this might be the thumbnail, man. This might be the thumbnail. Let me see something real quick. This is madness. You see these? You see this, man? They're turning this whale into a freak, man. Hey, and this is no different. Hey, this goes back to Egypt. All right, in Egypt, masturbation was a big thing, man. Esau's turning around and doing it to the animals, man. Man, this man must be stopped. Look it. Ecclesiastes is also known as the book of Sirach, chapter 19 and verse 22, and it reads, "The knowledge of wickedness is not wisdom, neither at any time the counsel of sinners prudence," man. All right, there's no wisdom within the house of the wicked. Why not let them go if you care that much? You see, you don't care. Because ultimately these wheels will bring in much revenue. Okay? Let's jump down real quick. Because an old girl from SeaWorld has something to say about this behavior. Here we go, right here. Right? Let's read this real quick. Valerie Green, a member of Tidebreakers who worked at SeaWorld Orlando for a decade, tells us the stimulation of Kijo for sexual relief is unusual. Duh. No shit, Sherlock. They're molesting the whale. If you know? Look, as a former killer whale trainer, I've never seen this behavior performed for anything other than attempting semen collection for use in artificial insemination. And that shit's not normal. None of that's normal, man. And none of this will be happening in our rulership, in our world. This is complete, utter madness, is what this is. But this is what goes on when you got the wicked ruling. Okay? With no wisdom. Okay? This is why I can't even go to zoos, man. I can't even go to zoos now in this day and time. It upsets me. It bothers me. You see? Because I know, man, we know that these animals should not be locked. They're locked up. They're pretty much incarcerated, is what they are. That's exactly what they are. They're incarcerated, man. And people going there to fool-gaze them and get entertained. Nah, man. That's not the way things are supposed to be. You see? But under the watch of the wicked, on the time, that's how it is. On Esau's watch, everything's in chains and fetters of iron. That's why this nigga, you going in chains and fetters of iron, man. You like to lock everything up. You like to make a science experiment out of everything. Man, you gonna become a science experiment, man. How long and hard can you work until you can't move? Okay? All right, the earth is suffering under your watch, man. Animals are going extinct. Okay? Hey, this is nothing more than bestiality, man. Esau's molesting the whale. You see? But this is why the earth is starting to fight back against you, man. Okay? Creation itself. All right, it tells us in Romans 8, waited for the manifestation. Let's close out with that, of the sons of Yahweh, man. You see? Let's get this real quick. We'll close out. This story made me sick. The book of Romans chapter 8 and verse 18, and it reads, I'll go to 18, 19 is the point. For I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us, man. Right? The eon of Jacob, man. Hey, we're going to be glorified, Akiam and Agwaf. We're going to be glorified, man. And the earth is going to be being operated under the correct management. Okay? Under the management of the immortals, man. As it was supposed to always be. You see, but prophecy had to play out, man. We had to get sat down and we had to know good and evil. It just had to play out this way. You see, but everything's going to come together upon the return of our Lord Yahweh Shai. Listen, for the earnest expectation of the creature waiteth for the manifestation of the sons of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, man. You see? The creature waiteth, man. Creation is waiting for the manifestation of Yasha Allah, man. The princes of the power, man. Because none of this madness is going to be going on, man. No, man. These worlds are going to be free. Alright, these worlds are going to be free, man. Esau don't want to free Willie, man. But the bastard made a movie about it. Okay? And you got a lot to pay for, my man. Okay? This is just one of many offenses. One of many charges, man. Okay? One of many charges. This is ridiculous, man. This is absolutely madness, man. Hey, we need Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai, man. We need Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai, man. Shalom.